Oracle Netsuite, Chrome extension for Oracle Netsuite. Netsuite show field IDs. So what this extension does essentially is it shows the field internal IDs uh, in few different ways. So first is of course it will help you see the internal ID of the field when you hover your mouse over it. The second is it will help you to copy the ID by using certain function, and then it will also help you find a field by either a field ID or field label. So that's essentially what we're going to look at today. So we'll take typical sales order record. So once I add this extension doesn't need to be pinned at the top, as it just works based on a keyboard shortcut. So in sales order record, now that extension is installed, if I refresh this page, when I refresh this page, when I hover my mouse over a particular field, you can see it highlights field internal ID, which is a tran date, entity, and then so on, like whether it's a custom field, etc. So it comes in handy to easily just get the field ID. And if this field ID is something we desire to use in a particular formula or customizations like script or workflow, we can able to hold shift and then click on this field. It will show an blue icon saying the ID has been copied. So once that is done, I can just show that yes, I can see the ID has been copied. So again, I hold a shift in my keyboard, I'll just click on this. It will essentially copy the field ID. The small pop-up comes, the ID has been copied. So when I paste it here, as you can see, the new copied ID of the created date custom field. So that's the first option in this particular extension. Second is basically finding a particular field by label or by name. Label or by name in the sense whatever you're looking at in here, the UI of the screen, that's called as field label or field name. And also you can find a particular field using its internal ID. So the keyboard shortcut for this is essentially Control Shift F, which will show this pop-up box wherein which you can enter the field ID to find that field. For example, let's assume I would like to find a date field. Maybe it's hidden somewhere. I just would like to not say hidden, it's somewhere in this particular page. We just want to have it highlighted. So I can just say field internal ID, tran date, and then click OK. So system automatically highlights to this particular field. So let's just take one more field under maybe some other tabs. Terms. Yeah, let's take this field. So I'll just shift and then click on the field. ID is copied. Now I do Control Shift F, so wherein which I can paste the field internal ID, and then I'll click OK. So though this field is not directly in the UI of the screen, it's hidden under the billing tab. So when I click on OK, let's see if it shows. Yep, as you can see, it automatically opens that particular tab and then showing where this field is in this particular record. So this Control Shift F comes in very handy in terms of finding a field wherever in that particular record in any particular subtab. So that way you don't need to go through each other subtab to find where is that particular field. This could be a case wherein which there is some existing customization in workflow or a script. You just would like to find that particular field in this record. If the record has so many subtab, instead of going through each one, you can just use this extension to do Control Shift F and then basically paste that ID and then find that particular field. Of course, this is for finding a field by ID. The second option is of course field label. For some general users, if it's easier to find a particular field by label rather than internal ID, then you can also do that. So in this case, the keyboard shortcut used for this is Control Shift and then L for label. So once I click on that particular shortcut, again another pop-up opens. Here you can say find the field with the following label. So now again I can just say a particular field I'm looking for. Let's just say terms again. Yeah, it highlights that. Let's again pick up another field. Establishment code. Let's assume I do not know the full name of the field. I only know partial name of the field. Let's see if the extension can find this field by partial label. So I'll do Control Shift L, then I'll do stub, just a partial word. establishment. I can just say partial word of it and click OK. So it just says field with label not found. So technically, it would require you to enter full name of the field label. Okay, let's just see again. Establishment code. Yep. Once I clicks in, basically identify that particular field. So yes, you can find the field either by field internal ID or by field label, as long as it's in the UI of this screen. The extension basically highlights that particular field. So we saw three functionalities in this extension. The first one is basically to hover over the field to see the field ID. The second one is copying the field ID by holding shift and then clicking on the same. It will copy the ID, and then you can use it in any of the formula searches or maybe in your customization. The third option is, of course, finding a particular field in the UI of the particular record using Control Shift F, which opens up a dialog box to find the field by field internal ID. The other option is, of course, Control Shift L, which is to find the field by a field label. So that's it for this particular extension. So try all these options and do let me know. This will come handy in terms of day-to-day activities, especially for those who are consultants, administrators. This will come very handy in terms of navigating through searching a particular field, copying those IDs. It will essentially speed up your workflow in development. Yep. Okay, that's it for this extension. I'll catch you in the next one.